We're gonna go down to the even more nitty-gritty part of the details in academics. So, another part is to buy your books. You could get them online, you could get them in ebook, you could get them as textbook, you could buy them on school campus. But buying books are pretty important, especially when they're recommended. Not recommended, they're like required. When they're required, get them. If they're recommended, it's like alright, you could like probably go to the library reserve on your campus and kind of borrow it out for a couple hours, take pictures on it. Not everyone may have cell phones that have cameras. I know personally because I dealt with this dinosaur phone for a year now, and I had to get myself a tablet so I could get a camera capability. If you have a small camera like this one, then you just take pictures of it in the library and review it on your own later, because then you will have more time than a couple of hours. So not every professor follows their syllabus and says your required books are really required and they, you know, give out readings from it. You just kind of have to know from the previous students that had the professor to understand what goes on in their class. So that's where your networking abilities and skills come in, and you just probe them, be like, how is this professor like? What are they doing? How is their lecture notes? What is their book like? Like, do they really use it or not? All this stuff. So yeah, and if you buy your books, it's not usually a waste of money. I really do not think it's a waste of money, because you could always sell them back, whether on eBay or Amazon or on campus or even on Facebook. I know that in UC Davis we do have a little niche in Facebook where you could sell stuff. People just post something and be like, give me $100 for this textbook or best offer, and then people like bid on it or something like that. So there's that, and you don't have to pay for shipping, because everyone could just meet on campus or walk around and stuff. So that comes with living in a college town. There's also Amazon or eBay, because I usually sell my books on there, and it takes about maybe a month at the most, or two, to sell a book. It's really not that bad, considering I had these books kind of lying around for a while, and I finally decided to upload it and post it up. So yeah, some professors do actually take out material from those recommended books, like directly out of it. I know I had a professor from my organic synthesis class, he directly took out the synthesis from this recommended book, and you could have just copied it straight from the start to an end. If only I knew, I would have reviewed the recommended book chapters that he had posted up, suggested reading. So if I knew. So professors do that. It's a good thing to kind of skim through them once in a while. I know you have to prioritize your time to go from like, this class is very important and very hard and all this stuff, and you kind of wean off the little unnecessary ones, which is necessary actually. Like, doing that process is really necessary. It's important because you don't want to be focusing and wasting your time on something that you will not need for that midterm or exam, which is kind of sad, because education is like, you're supposed to know everything, we want you to get it, but in the end it's grades, and it's kind of hard, and not every professor is lenient with grades. Some of them are actually. They're very lenient and they give you multiple chances and stuff, because they understand not everyone learns the same method, same way. Others, they are very hard and nitty-gritty on like, this is the only grade that you're gonna get. There's a very, very diverse aspects to the education system, the way the professor teaches and all that. So you kind of have to get the grasp of it in the first week or so, especially in a quarter system, because you go by like super fast. Like 2 weeks in, you have a midterm. The next 2 weeks, you have another midterm, another round of midterm, and then finals. Now, since I said buy your books, write in your books. Personally, I find to learn better if I write and physically have it in paper form. I can't seem to learn if I have it in an electronic form, and I'm taking notes in the PDF on here. I have to actually print out everything, and I have a binder full of things that are like all printed, and I write them, and my notes tend to be very colorful. So sometimes I have notes that get really colorful and they seem like they went through an acid trip, but I tend to do better whenever I have those kind of notes like all prepared the night before. That means I study really well. For school supplies, I personally find it really helpful to have colored pen, especially these 3.5, 3.0, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3 gel pens. These are really skinny and they fit in a lot of writing in a small tiny space. So if you're like me and I have to print out all my notes in a piece of paper with 6 slides on it, or 3 slides or 4 slides on it, to save up pages and stuff, it's really good to have skinny pens and colored pens to code in what your emotions are towards certain informations. That's how I do it. I color code it to how I feel about the information. So if I find that it's a treatment, then it's like a good thing, so I color it in green. If it's like a bad thing, like an inflammation, then I color it in red and write in red about it. If I feel it's pretty neutral and it's kind of a general information, then I write in blue and all these stuff. So if it's like a little extra info, I put it in like gold, beigey tone. So yeah, that's how my little brain works and my color coding system here works. As you see, some of my notes have pen marks and highlight marks, and the others have like just pencil marks. That's because I rewrite all my notes. I first write my lecture notes in pencil when I'm in lecture, and then I come back and rewrite them in color pen, decoding all my emotions about each information and highlight the important informations. I almost missed this one. Go to the lecture. It's really important. Go to every single lecture you can. I tend to miss out on certain lectures, such as if I have a midterm, and I tend to skip out on a couple lectures, or maybe like 1 or 2, just because it's like the prioritization just works out that way in my brain. Although sometimes it can be disastrous to do that, because there was this one time when we had a midterm and the professor brought in a guest lecturer, and this is the class that's right before the midterm class, and no one really went to that lecture, and it was really embarrassing for that professor because she did bring in a fully registered dietitian who was working full-time, and she had patients to take care of, but she kind of left to come to Davis to give a lecture on her thing, and it was embarrassing for the professor, it was very embarrassing for the guest lecturer, and we kind of just, you know, stressed out and selfish in a sense. And yeah, I mean, so there are those circumstances, but majority of the time, just for yourself, go to the lectures. They are helpful, because personally I did not go to a majority of my lectures in my freshman year because I was just kind of not doing well. I was just not doing well in my freshman year. A lot of mentally, socially, academically, I just had a very difficult time settling in. So I know the difference between going to lectures and not going to lectures. After my freshman year, I decided to fully dive into everything with my full extent and motivation, and I happened to do really well later on. So go to those lectures, they're very helpful. Go to office hours, make a study group, eat well, sleep well, take care of yourself. There are many ways to succeed in college, but the thing is, I guess a lot of it has to do with giving in your best input, giving it your best, and coming back home tired and exhausted and just kind of falling to bed and asleep. And then, you know, it's kind of a next day cycle. It's exhausting, it really is, but you know, you're really doing your best. If you don't get a grade that you want, I mean, what can you do? If you're giving your best, you could at least pat yourself on the back with that. And there's a lot of learning process other than academics while you're in college. There's a lot more experiences that you'll be getting at, and it's just, I just want to say, like, give it your best, and you know, you'll do well. You'll do well in whatever ways. It doesn't have to be great. Really, it really doesn't. I mean, GPA is important, but there are exceptions. There really are exceptions. And I also feel like sometimes students also get like kind of scared of professors because they aren't doing so well in class. So they're thinking like, oh, these professors are not gonna like me as much as the A students. That's not really true. If you go to the office hours of them and ask questions and really show how hard you're working towards their class, they're gonna take your side no matter what. Personal experience, I know this. So yeah, I would say use all the methods you can. They give you all the tools, they give you all the workshop that's available in the school to really do your best and calibrate to your needs. And if it's not working out, then you could do your best or change your major. There are many options while you're in college, so take them. I wish you guys good luck, especially for those who are going into college this September, or maybe you're watching this in the future and then you'll be going next September or something, especially people like my little sister. So yeah, I will leave you guys with this, and thank you so much for watching. Oh, and I also have Twitter, Instagram. I got a new Instagram, so cause I got a tablet, so, and I could get Instagram, so follow me there. I'm really excited for that. Anyways, thank you for watching, and as usual, much love. Peace.